One thing I did want to mention is that I was looking through Google Analytics for changes, and I think it was in sometime last year that they implemented that they are automatically blocking all known bot lists. So integrated in Google Analytics 4, automatically all bots are being that Google knows about is being blocked from our data.
So it sounds like we may have kind of a downtick, a perceived downtick in traffic, if that's the case.
Yes. So you might see a downtick in traffic from your Google Analytics property versus your old property, because that bot traffic is going to be kind of weeded out a little bit. And the one thing I did want to touch on, I don't think we really thought about before this, is that when you're setting up your new Google Analytics 4 property, it's a good thing to just leave both of your analytics on your site so that you can make sure that Google Analytics 4 is getting the right reporting, making sure that you're setting up the correct events and audiences. Let that kind of both stay on your site for maybe a month or so until you make sure that you got everything set up. And then you can go ahead and remove the old Google Analytics UA code.
There's your pro tip right there. That's great. It probably would be very helpful just to touch on briefly, and I imagine you could speak to this, Justin. Like, what does it take to get get set up with Google Analytics 4? Is it like a totally different application you then go to, or is it like a swap that you do with your existing Google Analytics account?
Yeah, so anybody who creates a new Google Analytics account right now, if they don't have one, is automatically signed up for Google Analytics 4. Now, I believe there is an option underneath when you're signing up to say, hey, I don't want the new Google Analytics 4. I want to go with the old Google Analytics 3 or whatever. Yeah, Google Analytics. But by default, you're going to get Google Analytics 4. Now, if you have an existing Google Analytics account and you just want to kind of try to sign up for the new Google Analytics 4, all you're going to want to do is go into your admin settings of your Google Analytics account. And at the very top, there's a Migration Assistant tab. You'll click on that, and that basically will take you through the steps that you need to transfer your account, or it's not even transfer. Basically, what they do is they copy your existing Google Analytics account and every setting that they can apply to the new Google Analytics 4 account. So goals are not going to transfer over, like we talked about. You're going to set those up as events. But it will kind of hold your hand through that process of, okay, we're gonna copy all of your analytics stuff to the Google Analytics 4 property. It'll tell you your new Google Analytics 4 property, and then also it's really just a click of a button. Once it's set up, you kind of have this dashboard that allows you to filter and set up the Google Analytics account based on how you need to.
Well, I like to hear that it's not made too cumbersome. So, and it kind of makes sense to me that they're just rolling people into it automatically. That seems like a typical kind of workflow. I mean, I think I get the sense that you mentioned machine learning earlier. There's some other cool stuff that's going on there under the hood. Like, what other stuff is happening with Google Analytics 4?
Yeah, so Google Analytics is built on top of machine learning. The whole thing is built on top of this. And in the past, in the old Google Analytics account, you remember seeing these like trends over on the right side where sometimes it would give you some cool data based on like, oh, you have 15% new visitors in this month.
Yeah.
So this is all built inside of the reporting now. So previously we discussed that events Google Analytics 4 will allow, they have basically a common site types of events. And these common site types of events go from, a retail site or an e-commerce site. And we'll actually link that in the bottom of this YouTube channel so you guys can see the list of common types. So when you're setting up an event, these common site types, basically these events are set up so that, how can I explain this best? There are many actions that happen on a site that are common to most businesses. So like a sales site would have, purchasing a product. So that Google Analytics has actually created these events that are basically like purchase_product. And you would add that as a custom event inside of your events area. And the machine learning actually understands what that means. It understands that is a purchase because it's the event name. There's some machine learning in the back end of Google. They have some kind of connection with those event names. So if you're using those custom event names that Google has predetermined, then the machine learning is able to understand these types of events so that you can get better reporting on those and machine learning trends based on those events that are happening on your site.
I'm not sure if I'm a little bit scared, a little bit excited at the same time. I was watching one of the more recent Terminator movies the other day, and it's like, I think all these directors, James Cameron, all these people, they've got it wrong. Like, the Terminators that come in the future, they're gonna have like a big like Google Analytics like readout on their screen. It's like killed 20,000 people today. But that's really neat. They're employing machine learning. I mean, essentially, it's my understanding of how machine learning works is it's not actually super smart. It's actually really dumb. It's just computers don't give up and they don't care about how much time they waste on it. So they will spend, a million attempts to try to figure out the right way to do a thing. Or, they'll sort through so many pieces of data. It doesn't care. It doesn't get tired. It never stops. It will not give up, the Terminator style, right? And then, it'll figure out what this means compared to other stuff, whatever, right? I mean, that's probably like a really extreme layman's point of view on what machine learning is, but that's what I'm getting from this is like sounds like they're really leveraging this vast array of AI and machine learning resources that they've built up to Google Analytics to take it a step further in the evolution, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, if you have this big data set of all these websites and all this information, and you can get a machine to kind of digest that information, what kind of cool stuff can you pull from that? What kind of cool trends? What kind of suggestions can you make from that?
And it's cool that they've used that they're using that to also make the interface easier. Because, I mean, like we use analytics all the time. We've used it for years, so we know how it works. But if I had to go in there fresh, not knowing what to look at, I'd be lost. But this new interface is different. It is a lot more user friendly, and you can kind of tell what's happening from the beginning. It's awesome. Justin, I wanted to touch on one thing. I'll just backtrack a little bit. You mentioned the whole, like, it'll automatically take your old account and not convert it, but like turn it into the new interface. Does that mean that you'll have that retroactive data in the Google Analytics 4 and that you don't have to use your old account to see it?
No. So when you create your new Google Analytics 4, your data, as soon as you set that new Google Analytics 4, your data starts when you implement your new tag into your site. So anything that's in the past is not going to be recorded in there, but when you create your new Google Analytics account, it's just going to create a kind of a separate tab under Google Analytics. So you can go to your old account and still see, history data. And if you're, like I suggested, keeping that Google Analytics tag on your account along with the Google Analytics 4, you'll continue to be able to kind of compare that data together to make sure that it's looking correctly. Okay.
So that means you definitely, even if you're done with it and it's off your site and you're not using it anymore, you definitely don't want to delete that old analytics account because it has all that great historical data that we use all the time.
Yes, you would want to keep that around, and I don't, and just removing that off your site isn't going to remove it from Google Analytics. So that would just stay there. The only way that ever is going to be removed is if you delete it on purpose.
And even if you accidentally delete it, I know that it'll stay in your trash bin for like 30 days.
Yeah, actually, they have increased that to 45 days now.
Is that a true confession there, Sarah? Have you accidentally deleted a Google Analytics account before?
I have not. Well, actually,
Okay.
I've accidentally had clients do it. So I've been able to go in there and recover it.
It's okay. A friend of mine deleted their Google Analytics account. Hey, don't worry, it's in the trash can. That's okay. I've done that sort of thing before.
They made a new one because they thought everybody needed their own analytics account. And then I was like, oh no, you can just add us to yours. And then they went in and deleted their existing account. So anyway, that's how we figured that out.
Hopefully the hand-holding by Google is much more extensive than I think, because, you guys are really smart. So like, you get right into this stuff and you figure it out. But it is the truth that there's people out there who are, they're doing a lot of themselves. They're bootstrapping, they're understanding digital marketing. They've been told like, yeah, you should get some Google Analytics in there, understand what's going on. I'm glad to see that Google is thinking about that, it seems, make it more approachable and easier for people. Because, this kind of data matters. It helps you fine tune how you do your digital marketing, and that's how you help grow your business and keep it going. So,
yeah. One thing
Google.
Yeah, right. One thing I would say, I would say sign up for Google Analytics as soon as possible. Get that data tracking as soon as possible. And if you need any help with that, just reach out. We can help you with that and help you configure it out. But yeah, get it in there, get it tracking as soon as possible, because They're continuing to add on to it, and it's going to continue to grow over the next year.
And even if you don't start using it right away, getting that historical data in there, even if it's just a few weeks or a few months, by the time you use it full time, you're going to want that. You're not flipping back and forth between the two. It's going to happen because you have your old account with historical data, but having it right there in front of you and easy to compare, you're going to want that. Hi, this is Sarah from Denverdata Web. Thanks for watching. Please like our video and subscribe for future digital strategy chats. You can also visit our website at denverdata.com or find us on social media at Denverdata Web.